Okay, guys, two very different styles, but showing the same thing. We've got Robert on the left, and we've got Gamble on the right. One with a very short stride, one with a very long stride. First, as we watch Robert on the right, watch how he's going to get a little bit of turn back to load up. But then after that, watch how this goes, watch how this goes. Remember I showed you that video with Sean Casey? We load our backside to get off our backside onto our front side. See the movement he's got going there. Next, watch his hands slightly going back as his stride foot hits. Now, here's the big thing. Watch as his heel slams down. See how he's getting into his front side now? Again, a little different style. There he is at toe touch. See how nothing has moved forward? Top hand to fist away from his back shoulder. Look at the angle of his bat, 45 degrees. Now watch what happens here as this slams down. Watch what doesn't happen here. See how his hands are still in the slot? Watch yourself right there to where your heel's down, and watch what your hands and watch what your lower half are doing. We get a lot of guys that get their arms started first. See how his lower half is leading the way. See how his hands are still back when his heel's in? Look at how his hands are still stacked up. Look at how his hands are still stacked up. He's got a black shirt on, but watch his back elbow. See how his back elbow works independent of his hands? See how his back elbow works independent of his hands, which allows him to pull straight through and long through. Gamble, very different style. Again, we'll watch knee, we'll watch back hip. Watch how he's getting off his backside. See how he's getting off his backside? See how he's getting off his backside? His hands are still going back. There he is at toe touch. Very different from Robert here at toe touch. Now he's just going to be able to slam his heel down and go. Look at how his hands are still back as his heel is in the ground. You can see how he is engaging his lower half right away. Look how his lower half is ahead of his hands. Look at his back elbow. See how his back elbow works ahead of his hands? Look at that position right there. Look at that position right there. Look at the stretch that they've generated. Two very different styles, but because they put themselves in a good position. Robert is short, and as his heel slams down into immediate preparation, he has to get some more weight off of his backside as he starts to turn. See here. Boom. Just watch his front hip. Okay, you can see he's going to have to get a little bit more weight off, but notice how his hands don't go. He gets into his front side with his hands still back. Gamble gets all the weight off his backside on his stride. Toe touch. Now watch as his heel slams down into immediate preparation. See how he's immediately able to engage his hip, but we see that stretches right there, which allows each man, look how he stays stacked up, stacked up, stacked up with the back elbow lead to go straight to the ball. Again, watching his back elbow. See how his hands stay stacked up, stacked up, stacked up, one on top of the other, as he's able to get straight to and long through.